OET Extra class, they're classes where we respond to what people ask for. So feel free to request something that you think you want to review. So we use these classes to do that, but we also focus mainly on reading and listening these days because those are the key skills. And I thought what I'd do today is, rather than focus on one thing, I'm going to focus on 1, 2, 3, I think there's 4 skills, all right? So we're not really going to do any practice. We're not going to do any specific practice questions, right? You can't just do mock tests all the time. Instead, what we're going to do is going to work on specific things that will help you. And also, you know, I know a lot of you guys study together, right? Well, a lot of these games you could play together with your study partner, right? So guys, first thing to say is, can you see my document here today? It should say OET Extra. Can you all see that? Put your microphones on if you can.
Yes.
Right. So 4 things today. First thing we're going to do is look at skimming and scanning. Okay.
Alan, I can't see it.
Oh, you can't. I think everyone else can see it though. Is that right?
Yes, we can see
Okay.
it.
So hello.
Yeah.
It might be a problem with the way your Zoom is configured. So just try to change the. Yeah. Okay. Let me know if you're still having a problem though. So skimming and scanning. Whereabouts in the exam is skimming and scanning important, guys? What does it mean, skim and scan? It's reading.
Part A.
Right. And I'll go into more detail, explain what this is, just in case you don't know what we're talking about. Okay, I'll explain later. Note taking, where is that going to help you in the exam?
Listening.
We did it yesterday, right? It used to be that in the old OET exams, you had to literally take notes. There was no gap fill, right? But they changed it. But it's still the same type of listening for specific things. So you'll get a chance to practice that today. I've got 3 listening practices here. I've got 2 scans for you. Then vocabulary. I shouldn't say vocab. That's a bit informal. Where is vocabulary going to help my reading? Can anyone tell me?
Reading part C.
B and C, right? Because it's all about comprehension. It's all about understanding. So it would also be reading and listening, right? So I'm going to focus on about 4 or 5 words that I think are really important for you guys to all know. All right, that'll be the 3rd thing in this class. Last thing we're going to do is talk about simplifying the question. All right, if anyone knows what this is, whereabouts in the exam will this be useful?
B and C, reading.
Reading B and C. And this one we're just going to practice. Okay, I've just found some difficult ones to practice. So that's what we're trying to do today. We're trying to do all these things in one class. Let's think of it as like a gym, a listening and reading gym, okay? So we're going to start off with skimming and scanning, all right? What does skimming and scanning mean? Let me ask Neshka if you can put your microphone on. Just so we're clear, to skim means to what?
To read quickly.
That's to read quickly for the what? For the main.
Specific.
Well, actually, that would be scanning, right? But this would be for the main idea, right? So when you read quickly for the main idea of something, that's called skimming in English. Scanning is, I just told you, everyone, it's when you read quickly for specific words. Okay, specific words. So I'm going to play some games with you to get these skills a bit better, a bit faster, right? Let's start off with skimming. When do we skim in OET reading part A? Let me ask that to Simona if she's there, or Kulsum, she might know this, or Emre. When do I skim?
In part 1, reading part 1.
In reading part A, I skim and I do that at the start of the exam, don't I?
Yeah.
You think about the main idea, the function, and keywords, right? We read the text really quickly and we try and figure out what the main idea is, right? So here's one, and I wanted just to test you guys. What's the main idea of this? Oops, let me zoom out. Let's do this as fast as possible. Who can tell me what the main idea of this is? It's like the topic of the whole thing. IV, yeah, there you go. Right? So that's the main idea, right? You can scan for. You can also think about the function of this text. What sort of functions have we got here? We've got a definition here.
Yeah.
Guidance.
Indication.
Kind of like guidance. Yeah. Why do we have indicate? What do indications do? What's the function of
When
it?
we
Is it guidance?
use IV.
Guideline, yeah.
Yeah, so
Guidelines.
guidance. Okay, so I could say guidelines. I could say for both guidelines, definition. And if I see a subheading in OET, what does subheading mean? Let me ask that question to Flavia. A subheading is
about like specific things about the
yeah, they're
topic.
the small ones. Now,
Yeah.
this one, right? The main idea of this is intravenous cannulation, right? What's the main idea of this here? I guess it's indications, right?
Yeah, indicators.
And the main idea of this is contraindications.
Yes.
Right? Whenever you see a subheading, this is a subheading, just say, oh, that's great. That tells me the main that tells me the main idea of that bit, right? Okay, so the main idea here in general is IV cannulation, right? We all agreed. There's a definition there, some guidelines, and also it's giving you indications and contraindications. All right, so that would be skimming. Let's try scanning though, okay? Because scanning is the most important part of the test. When do I scan? Let me ask Ali if you're there, or I might ask Bianca if she's there.
Yes.
When do I scan for specific words? Why do I do that in the exam?
For part A, for example, yeah, for part A reading.
Why am I trying to do that? What am I scanning for? How does it work?
Filling the gap, for example, if they ask for a specific word, so I'm go back and look for where it is the word.
Yeah, so
Try to find it.
we take the words that we're scanning for. We take them
Yes,
from the guys. Where do we get the words that we're scanning for
From question.
From the question, right? So this
Mhm.
skill is basically when you've got an exam like this, and you
Mhm.
find you get your keyword, let's say touching here, right? And then you go and you scan very, very quickly for the word touching in the correct text, right? Like this.
Yeah.
Now, I want to practice this skill of scanning, okay? Not touching, scanning. So the skill of scanning is looking for words, specific words really quickly, right? So imagine you're in the exam and you decide that this text here is the one where you can find the answer, right? But you're going to scan for a specific word, okay? In this game, guys, it's the game I always play. I'm going to say a word and you are going to find me the word before the word I say. So for example, if I say, I don't know, technique, you're going to all say right? Because that's the word before this. Okay. Just imagine in the exam you're trying to scan for this word technique, right? Find me the word before. Here we go. This is the game. 3, 2, 1. Find me the word before tomography.
Computed.
Yeah.
Computed.
Right. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. And don't draw on the screen, Sabi, because I want everyone to find the word. How long should it take you to find these words, guys?
2 seconds. 2
I'd say I'm
seconds.
going to say less than 5, okay, is a good goal, seconds. If it's taking you 10 seconds to find a word, maybe that's why you're having problems in reading part A, okay? Find me the word before chemotherapeutic.
Some.
2, 1, some. Great, okay. Find me the word before exist.
Cannulation.
3, 2,
Cannulation.
1. Here we go.
IV.
Cannulation exist. Find me the word before 3, 2, for peripheral. 3, 2. Can everyone see it? 1. Here, right? Yeah, good. It's here. Oops, my computer's just stopped. Okay, find me the word, please, before nuclear.
Or.
3, 2, 1. There you go. Oh, okay. Find me the word before vein. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Peripheral.
Okay, good.
It is
Good.
peripheral as well.
Sometimes there's 2. Okay, so there might be 2. I'm allowing if you found 2. Find me the word before tissue. 5, 4, 3,
Cause.
2,
There's also
1. Right? You have to build up this skill, this mechanical skill of searching for words, right? If it's taking you longer than 5 seconds, you should practice this more. All right. Find me the word before cannula. Ah, you're right.
Ah.
3, cannula. 2,
Easy.
1. There's one here. Not cannulation, not cannulation, cannula. All right. Okay, find me the last one. Find me the word before vasopressors.
And.
3, 2, 1. Okay. Now we all know that sometimes you're in the exam and you're looking for a specific word, right? So let's go back to this exam. Maybe you think the word is injury or burn, right? So you need to scan and look specifically for that word in a text, but sometimes it's not exactly that word, is it? It's what's called a synonym. What is a synonym, guys?
Same meaning.
Similar word.
Similar
Right?
meaning.
So sometimes you'll see exactly the word burn, but sometimes you'll see a synonym for the word burn. All right. Just to give you an example of a synonym, in OET, a very good synonym for evaluation is what?
Assessment.
Assessment.
You'll never forget that, will you? You see, 'cause I say it every time.
If there is another like a risk issue,
Ooh, well, and that problem and issue are a good.
problem issue or risk.
I think maybe risk actually, yeah. Like if you're in part A,
Yes.
when I say synonym, guys, really we mean words. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. Actually,
No.
like if you saw risk, I would look in that as well. Okay.
Contraindication or side effects.
Exactly. Now, guys, so it's the same game. You've got 5 seconds to find these synonyms, and I've prepared them already, so they should be good, right? Again, find me. Don't just guess it. You have to find it here. All right. Find me the word before. All right. Synonym. Organic matter.
F.
3, 2. What is it? Organic matter. 3, 2, 1.
R.
What is the synonym?
Nuclear.
No, right?
Tissue.
Organic matter would be
Chemotherapeutic?
tissue, right? So again, you could have had the or cause, all right? Organic matter, tissues, similar, close enough, all right? Ready? Find me the word before the synonym for not central.
Peripheral.
2, 1. Good, you guys got it. That was good. Not in the middle, right? Peripheral means on the side. Okay, good. Find me the synonym. Let's see if this one's difficult. Find me the synonym for limbs.
Extremities.
All right, 3,
Burned
2,
extremities.
1. Okay, where is it? Can anyone draw it on the screen now?
Contraindication, first line, and
There.
I think burn.
Right? Limb. Yeah, burns would be the word before. Extremities can mean limb. Can mean the same thing. Okay, find me the synonym now in 5 seconds for ready. 5, 4,
Readily.
3. That's just a different form of the word. I want a synonym. Okay. 5. It's actually very close. 3, 2, 1. Well, actually, it's kind of a joke. No, available is ready. It's available. Oh, sorry, you were saying the word before. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
My fault. So if I say I'm ready, I mean I'm available, right? It's a synonym. Last one. Find me, this is a difficult one, I think. Find me the synonym for scan. Actually, no, that's not difficult. Synonym for scan.
MRI.
3,
Imaging.
2,
imagining.
yeah,
Resonance.
not imagining. That's like, oh, I'm going on holiday.
Imagine.
We're all imagining that. Okay, so look, skimming and scanning is, just to go back to this, to skim is to find the main idea, to scan is to look for specific words. Why do we do it? Well, at the start of the exam, as you know, we always say you should analyze these text and try and get the main idea, at least the main idea, right? Then you go to the questions, you find your specific keywords, and you search for those keywords, those specific words in the text. We're going to try it again, okay, but much faster, okay? So here's another text. What's the main idea of this text? Can anyone tell me? What's it talking about? What's its topic?
Preparation. Main idea, cannulation.
Again, it's cannulation from the same ones, yeah? But we do have some subheadings, so which is talking about technique for cannulation. Cannulation technique. Yeah.
A reason behind.
That would be, and the reason. So the main idea would be cannulation. I'll just put C, right? Technique
How to perform.
and reasons. Yeah, reasons why you do it, right? So that's the main idea. Great. What's the function of this text? Can anyone tell me?
Instructions.
It looks like instructions. Is it step by step though?
Yeah, it's like a process.
Yeah, it says once. That looks like
Skim
time.
preparation.
Yeah, it might be instructions. Okay, so that's skimming. We're looking for the main idea. Okay, but now I want to focus on scanning again. So again, I'm going to say a specific word, and you find that word in under 5 seconds, please. All right. So here we go. Find me the word before needle.
Remove. Yeah, there are so many.
Loads, aren't there? There's of, there's the.
Yeah.
If you want to do another one, you can draw on my screen now. There's loads. There's remove the needle. There's tape off the needle. So that would be a bad thing to search for, wouldn't it? Why would that be a bad thing to search for in this text?
So many.
Yeah.
It's mentioned everywhere.
What makes a good? I always say the same thing, but what makes a good keyword when you're searching?
Different keywords.
Unique.
It has to be unique, doesn't it? It can't be repeated lots of times in the text.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
so that would be a terrible word to search for in the exam, wouldn't it? Okay, so find me that. I'll try something that's a little bit more unique. All right, this is a good keyword. Find me the synonym. No, just find me the specific word. Find me the word before flattening. 5, 4,
Prevent.
3,
Prevent.
2, 1. I hope you've all found it. I hope you all did. That was 5 seconds. Okay, find me the word before perforating. 5, 4,
Off.
3,
Off.
1. Good. I hope you all found it. I hope everyone's trying. Okay. Find me the word before incision. 5,
Smoother.
Smoother.
3,
Smoother.
2, 1. You guys are good. All right. Good. Find me the word before axis. 5, 4,
The.
3, 2, 1. It's a strange skill, isn't it? Searching for a word. I don't know how you do it. Someone asked me once, "Can you teach me scanning?" And I said, I don't know how to do it. It's just automatic, isn't it? Does anyone imagine the word as they're trying to find it? How do you guys do it? Is it just automatic skill?
Have to go to the zigzag line.
What do you mean by that, Ham?
So just go to the left, to the right, and go to
So you just go zzz, like literally like a scan. I can't do it here, but zzz, and then like this, like a robot.
Go to the left, to right, and go down like the Z.
You have to move. You don't. She's probably right. You have to go left to right, and then down. Yeah. Sometimes if I know, for example, if I know it's an ing word, obviously I imagine the ing and I can find it quickly. Sometimes it helps to try and imagine what the word looks like in your mind. Okay. That might not help other people though. All right, let's keep going. Find me the word before angle. 3,
At.
2,
At.
1. There's 2, isn't there? There's 1 here, 2, and there's the angle.
25 degrees.
And there's lots, isn't there? I think yes. That would be a not very unique keyword. Okay. Now here's a very unique keyword. Find me the word before dragging.
Dragon.
5,
Bye.
4,
Bye.
3, 2,
Bye.
1. Bye. Okay, one more, and then it's going to get harder. Find me the word, please. You only have 3 seconds. Find me the word before eliminate. 3, 2, 1.
Will.
Good. I hope you all found it. Now, I have prepared some synonyms. Usually when I play this game, I just make it up. I've actually prepared some synonyms. Okay, so this will be difficult now. I want a synonym. Find me the word before the synonym for turn. Turn.
The axis.
Rotate.
Not axis.
Not
3,
Not.
2,
Angle.
1. Turn is rotate. Yeah, well done. Right, that's a strong synonym. Okay, to rotate is to turn something. Okay, find me this is very easy though. This one, synonym for degree.
Angle.
25.
Angle, right? And there's
Angle.
many here. Good. Angle is a synonym for degree. Okay, sometimes. Okay, this one might be more difficult. Find me the synonym for damage.
Penetrated.
Word before, not penetrated. 3, 2, it's not cutting. 1, This is a synonym for damage, right? It can also
Traumatized.
mean impact, or it could mean injury.
Traumatized.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm going to go for this one, trauma, but you could also... Now, the problem with traumatized, that has a different meaning because that actually doesn't mean damage. That's a good question. Vocabulary. What's the difference between traumatize and trauma? Well, a trauma, you're nurses and doctors, you know that that means damage to an organ of the body or an impact on it, right? It's damaged in some way. But to traumatize, like imagine a child saw someone die. Terrible, right? They would be traumatized. More like psychological here, yeah. Now, however, I'm just giving you my native speaker thing. But in this sentence, any manipulation may traumatize the. Actually, here it means damage. Sorry, it does mean damage. But usually it would mean something like psychological damage. Okay. All right. One more synonym. To make holes. Don't draw on the screen. Just say it if you see it. The word before make holes.
Perforating.
3, 2, 1. Okay, if you know it, can you underline it now? Can anyone underline it? To make holes.
Perforating.
Where is it? It is perforating. Yeah.
The back,
Right.
yeah.
If you didn't know that, guys, maybe write it down. Perforate is to make little holes in something like that. Okay. Now we're going to do vocab a bit later on in this class, but today I wanted to do some skimming and scanning. So we finished that. Now I want to do a bit of note taking with you. We did this yesterday, but we're going to do it a bit more intense. Okay. So let's talk about note taking. Note taking is when you have a piece of paper, obviously, and a pen, you write things down. When do we do this as nurses and doctors and maybe even pharmacists as well?
When you see the patient.
Yeah, you're speaking to the patient and they're saying, oh, last Wednesday, my left foot hurt a lot. You write left foot, hurt a lot, right? Note taking. Yes, question. Yes, please. Yes, please.
I was watching the class from yesterday, and when you were giving the symptoms, your symptom as a patient, you said about the urine was run out. Someone shouted at the background, polyuria.
Ooh.
Is it correct to use polyuria or?
No, I'm not a medical professional, so you'll have to educate me here, Val. Polyuria, like that.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well,
You make
I
so
might have got
many
it wrong there
reactions.
because I just don't know what that means. Does that mean urinating all the time?
Yeah,
a lot.
Oh, right.
That's problem with your.
Just check that, guys. But yeah, I mean, it sounds because poly means many, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
urea is like urine.
Many times without
Yeah.
control.
Right. Okay. So, well, look, if I do that again today, guys, you tell me if there is that's basically a synonym, isn't it? It's a synonym.
Yeah.
So in note taking in this game, you can write down whatever you want, but obviously in the exam, you should write down exactly the words that you hear. All right. Okay. So we're going to start off, and I'm going to talk about 4 things. Okay. I'm going to talk really fast. You guys need a pen and paper. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm going to try and distract you as well. Okay. So I'm going to ask Obaida. Obaida, can you be my doctor, please?
Yes.
Is everyone ready?
No.
Everyone ready?
Yes. Everyone ready.
Yes.
I'm not going to repeat this. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Obaida.
Hello, Alan. Alan, thank you for coming in. How are you feeling today?
Hi, doctor. Nice to see you. Well, to be honest, apart from a blocked nose, I have a number of other problems that I actually needed to tell you about. So I thought I would, I really don't like coming in to speak to doctors. I'm a bit of a germaphobe, so I'm sorry about that. But as I say, that's the main problem. Now, I used to have a reduced sense of smell, but that's no longer an issue. However, I've got high blood pressure and high temperature, so I'm really worried about that. And, although sweaty skin isn't a problem, I've got like quite bad breath, so I thought I would tell you about all those things. Okay, so stop there. Now, that's the easy one. So I'm hoping you're all going to get this
Yes,
one.
it's
And
easy.
then the next one will get harder. So what was the first problem I had, guys?
Block nose.
Block nose.
Yeah.
What about the sense of smell? Did I have a...
No.
No problem anymore.
I said I
Germophobia.
used to have a
Yeah,
reduced sense of smell, but not a problem anymore. So
Distraction.
what was the next one?
High blood pressure.
High blood
High
pressure, high
blood
temperature.
pressure and
High
High
temperature.
temperature.
And
high
temperature.
temperature. Okay. What was number 3?
Bad breath.
Fever.
Bad breath.
Sweat,
Sweating.
Sweating
skin.
is not a problem.
I said it was not a problem, actually. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I'm doing this wrong. So that should be on this line. What was number 4? It was not.
Breathless.
It was
Bad
not
breath.
sweaty
Bad
skin.
breath.
Breath.
It was
Bad
bad breath. Okay. All right. I'm just looking at my notes here. All right. So look, that one, in that case, we're listing for specific, these are all, I guess, symptoms, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to make it a bit harder because often in OET listing part A, you're not just listing for symptoms, you're listening for the way a symptom is described. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Put it here. Often in part A listening, they will test you not just on hearing keywords, basically like symptoms, treatments, etc., treatments, diagnoses, etc. They will also test your hearing for a description. So that's going to happen in this one. I'm going to give you some quite easy symptoms, but one of them will be described, and I want you to get the description as well as all of the symptoms. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
I hope I can do this well. Okay, so here we go. Again, Dr. Obaida, could you say hello?
Yes, hello. Thank you, Alan, for coming in. How are you feeling today?
Hi there, Doctor. Yes, it's nice to meet you. This is obviously we've just moved to a new area, so you're. It's nice to know that you're my doctor. Now, I thought I would just tell you a little bit about my background. So before I tell you about the symptoms and that kind of thing,
Yes, please.
I haven't really had any medical problems growing up, although I do have a family history of cancer. So I think you need to know about that. I'm fairly healthy. I eat well. And in terms of hobbies, I love playing music, so I play in a band. And actually, I went to see a concert recently, and that's caused a number of problems. So I think after watching The Who, do you like The Who, Obaida?
No, I don't know it.
Ah, right. They're a great rock band, English rock band. But after watching them, I had a lot of hissing in my ears. So I thought, this is a problem. Maybe I've gone too close to the speakers or something like that. So I thought I'd come and tell you about this. Now, as well as this, I also have like every now and then some roaring. So it's intermittent, but it's really bothering me because when I'm driving, sometimes I can't really hear what's going on. Pain is something that's not an issue, but I'm worried about that as well. And I also have, again, this happens only after, for example, I've been doing lots of exertion. I get like a ringing in my ears, which can sometimes be painful.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see if we've got all of this now. So what was my first symptom? Did anyone hear the first symptom? Ah, good.
Something in your ears.
Yeah,
What
something
was
in
it?
your ears. Yeah.
Great. If you had to guess, imagine you're in the exam, you've got to write something. What did you hear?
Piercing.
Ah, someone says his piercing. Well, that would be like if you go to a rock concert, maybe you. Right?
No, it was not piercing.
But it was Hala. You were very, very close. It was hissing.
Hissing, yeah.
What is hissing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's hissing. Okay, so he's gone to a rock concert. He's got tinnitus, right? So he's got hissing. Also, did anyone hear the other symptom?
Roaring.
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 There was a roaring. Okay,
Yes.
roaring. That was the
Pain.
second one.
Pain.
Now, was there pain?
Pain.
Sometimes
No,
after.
sometimes you said.
I said pain is not an issue.
Oh, yeah.
I still in you.
It is.
You said
However, the fourth one was
ringing in my
Ringing.
ear.
in your ear.
Ringing in
how
my
did I
ear.
describe that one?
After exertion.
Yeah, after.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes what?
Long exercise.
Sometimes pain.
Yes.
Sometimes painful, right? So when I planned this out, that was number 3. This was number 4. Also, how did I describe? Here's the bonus question. How did I describe? I think it was the hissing. How did I describe that? Or it was the hissing or the roaring? I can't remember.
You went to the concert.
Speaker.
I said something specifically, which means it doesn't. Does it happen all the time?
No.
What was that word that I used to describe? Imagine you had to write it down.
When you drive.
It means stopping and starting. Did anyone hear me say it? I definitely said it.
Yeah. You say intermittent.
Intermittent, right? I can't remember if I said it for hissing or roaring, right? But I wrote, the point is I wrote it down, okay? So what does intermittent mean?
On and off.
On and off.
On and off.
Those are the worst problems, aren't they? With a car or probably with a human.
You can either say infrequent.
Yeah, I didn't say infrequent though. I said intermittent and I said not all the time. Did anyone hear me say not all the time?
Yeah.
You heard that, okay. Right, so we're going to try, I'm going to make this even harder now and a bit more like the exam. Can everyone see this here?
Yeah.
Can I ask you, Alan, question, please?
Go on.
So does the word always come in a row? I mean, sometime like, for example, 1 and then jump to 3 and then go back to 2.
No.
It's always in the order. Yeah, that's a good question. They're they're always in the correct order, aren't they, guys? Answers are always sequential. That's what you're asking. Yeah.
Sure.
Good to know that.
Yeah, I think in all tests.
However, this doesn't always happen, but I've noticed that usually at the end of part A listening, the answers become closer together.
Yeah.
Notice that? They come faster. All right. Okay, so again, I'm just going to read you something, but I'm going to make this a bit more like the exam now. All right. I'm going to read it really fast. You guys have got to get 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. How much time do you have in the exam before the audio starts?
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
This is only small, so I'm going to give you 10. Right? You got 10 seconds. Try to think about what's coming. Try to analyze those gaps.
Sorry to interrupt, but has an allergic to sounds kind of weird to me. Like has an allergy to or is allergic to?
It would be.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. So ready, guys? 10 seconds starts now. I'm trying to put you under some pressure.
Yeah.
So you've got 10 seconds, and then I'm going to start speaking really fast. Okay, so that's 10 seconds. Obaida, please.
Thank you for coming in, Alan. How are you feeling today?
Oh, well, I sometimes have these small anxiety attacks, but they don't happen very often. I've actually learned to manage them very well over the years with breathing techniques. Oh, and I should let you know that I'm allergic to penicillin, but nothing else. I'm fine if I eat nuts, for example. I have a fairly healthy lifestyle. I'm a vegan, but I have a lot of care to balance out my nutrition. I eat a lot of protein. I have the diet since I was 18. Also, I go to the gym once a week and I walk to work. I'm generally quite active. In terms of other things, though, there was no major problems during my pregnancy, during my term, but it did take me quite a while to become pregnant. The first time after the tests and stuff, they gave me fertility drugs, but what it was, I think it was metformin. And this time, though, I don't think I'll need that medication. All right. So I wrote that beforehand to try and make it as difficult as possible. I read that very, very fast.
Very fast. Yes. Yeah.
Good for you to practice. Okay, so has infrequent what?
Anxiety.
Anxiety.
Yeah, right. Good. Well done if you got that. It won't be that fast in the exam.
No.
All right. So if you got that, that was great. Allergic to?
Penicillin.
Great. Okay. I just adapted this from a real exam, so that's what it's like in the exam. So number 4, has a vegan diet with lots of
Protein.
Well done, guys. Okay, protein. How do I spell protein? It's a difficult
protein. It's like
P-R-O-T-I-N. Okay.
Yeah.
Is spelling important in the listening?
No.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
In English words.
They will allow you a little bit of misspelling, like so. Probably if you put maybe 2 T's there, they might allow that. I'm not sure, but if it becomes too different, then they told us recently it's not going to be allowed. Okay, last one was hard. Anyone get number 5?
Fertility
drugs. You guys are too good for me. Okay.
Not metformin?
Okay.
Metformin.
Bonus question I was going to say was metformin. Yeah.
Metformin. Yeah.
I'll do some bonus questions if you want, guys. Let's see how good at listening you really are then. Okay. What is my dietary style?
Vegan.
Pronunciation vegan. Yeah.
Vegan.
What happens if I eat nuts?
I don't think you mentioned that.
No, you mentioned nuts. No, he mentioned.
See, I can make it more hard for you. I'll show you guys what I said about nuts. Here you go. Can you see? What happens if I eat nuts?
You're fine.
I'm fine if I eat nuts.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question. Last question. I think we've done all of them actually. Oh yeah. How long have I had my diet for?
18 years.
18.
18.
Yeah, it's there. You can see it already, 18. Okay, all right. So look, again, as I said at the start of the class, these kind of games you can play if you're studying together, right? You can play note-taking games. You can play skimming and scanning games. Very often people come to me and they say, you know, in a one-to-one, I need to improve my reading. And then I test them on skimming and scanning and they're really bad at it, right? Very often. So I say, go and practice that. You know, I can't teach. It's not something I can teach. You've got to practice. Very often we'll do some note taking and they're just not very good at hearing words quickly, right? I say, go and practice. So it's very, very important you guys practice those things. Another thing you need to do every day is vocabulary, right? Again, why does vocabulary, it's got nothing to do with your ears or your eyes. Why does vocabulary help reading and writing? Julie, could you tell us? Or Kulsum? Or Larissa? Why is vocab so important?
Yeah, if we understand the meaning, that's why we will be able to answer the question correctly.
Imagine, yeah, exactly. Imagine you're in the reading exam and it says, but that is just anecdotal evidence. What does that mean?
Yeah,
Ashley?
if we don't know.
Or
Yeah.
Kulsum?
Based on the stories.
Based on
personal
experience.
Is it good or bad?
It's a bad.
Bad.
In a medical context, it's usually bad, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not credible.
I'll talk more about why, yeah, in this game. So guys, oh, there we go. Yeah, it's the opposite of credible in some ways. Okay. In this game, it's very easy. I'm going to basically describe the meaning of one of them, and you just have to shout out, what is Alan talking about? Okay. So this is a word that can mean, I'll give you an example of this. Imagine you had no furniture and, you know, you didn't really have any artwork and you didn't really have any luxury in your life. You would be described as very, someone said it already.
The last one.
Yeah.
The last one.
What does it mean?
Simple.
It can mean
No
simple,
comfort.
basic, no comfort, no leisure.
Yeah.
Okay. However, right, what would it mean in an OET context? It might mean these things, but what do it mean in a medical context, like
Basic study, for example.
Yeah, something like basic.
Basic. Yeah.
Or maybe even strict. Yeah, it can also mean strict and basic. Yeah. Exactly. All right, I'm going to describe another one, and you tell me which word is Alan talking about. Ready? I remember when the lockdown first happened and Boris Johnson came on to the TV and he told us something. But then as the months went on, what he was telling us kept changing. And to be honest, he's now lost a little bit of this.
Credibility.
Yeah.
Anecdotal.
What does it mean? It's credibility. What does it mean, credible?
Believing in something. You believe in someone.
It's a bit like it can rely on.
Yeah, becoming skeptical. Becoming skeptical.
Yeah, believe in it and not be skeptical, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, you can get what's credible evidence. Is that good evidence or bad evidence, guys? Credible evidence.
Good evidence.
You can imagine in OET they might say, so this study provides credible evidence for this opinion, right? That means
a lot of evidence.
A good thing.
A lot of
right. So you can rely on it. You can believe in it. It's trustworthy. Right, I'll put that there. Okay. So now you have a 50-50 chance. I'm going to describe one of these words. You tell me, what do I mean? Okay. When we do science, what we do is medical science especially, you need to get a large sample to test from, right? You can't just test one or two people. You have to test thousands and thousands of people. If you don't do that, if you just test one person, unfortunately, that type of evidence is going to be
Anecdotal.
Right. So what does it mean, anecdotal?
unproven, like no efficient.
Based on only one or two
yeah, experience.
stories told by someone, right?
Yeah.
So what's the opposite of it?
A lot of evidence.
Someone was saying it's not credible. Anecdotal evidence is not credible, but it's the opposite. The opposite of anecdotal evidence would be scientific evidence, right? In a medical context. Because think about it, right? If I just go outside and I say, and I grab one person, I say, is it a good idea to take the coronavirus vaccine, right? Is it healthy? If I just get one opinion, that's just anecdotal evidence. He might say, oh yes, I got very sick, right? That's just anecdotal evidence. It's one guy. It's got no importance, has it? You can't trust that.
No.
But if I go and I test 6 million people and they all say, yeah, there's a problem with this vaccine, that would be scientific evidence, wouldn't it? Right? It's a bigger, if I do it systematically. Okay, last one, prompt. Rafaela, what does prompt mean? Or anyone?
Prompt having a point.
It can mean to cause, or it can mean
Without hesitation.
To cause.
Without hesitation. I like that. Without hesitation. Right. Great. Okay. Just very quickly, credible. What type of word is credible, guys?
It's adjective.
Adjective.
Yeah, you can all shout out with this. What type of word is anecdotal?
Is it a noun?
Noun.
No, adjective.
Anecdotal evidence.
Adjective.
Hands right,
Adjective.
right? It's an adjective, right?
Okay.
So if I say that is just anecdotal, right? I'm saying it's like an adjective, like that is just unreliable. That's an adjective, right? Prompt.
It's a verb.
It could be a verb.
Noun,
Well,
It could be a noun, right?
And also
You know your cue cards, your OET cue cards. They are prompts because
It's really they have a point, like
they are the things that you read from.
Bullet points.
Yeah, it's kind of like a prompt, right? It causes you to say a certain thing. Okay. So last thing is austere. What type of word is austere, guys?
I think adverb.
Right. Now, where did I get all these words from?
Reading.
Did I just make them up?
No.
Reading and
I think
listening.
randomly, I'm just going to choose some words. I took them all from OET tests, right? So a little note, little thing to keep in mind here is that often people who start OET, they think, oh yes, I need vocabulary. And then they think, I need medical vocabulary for OET, right? You don't need medical vocabulary so much to improve OET reading. What type of words are these?
Academic.
It's just academic. If I'm writing a research paper, that's an academic style, right? So you just need academic vocabulary. So you can use your IELTS materials, okay? All right. So guys, I would like you to learn those 4 words, and tomorrow I'm going to remind you of these 4 words and also the words from Tuesday. Does anyone remember the words from Tuesday?
Yeah.
Go on. Very impressed if you can.
Opt out.
Opt out means to
Not to be stopped.
not start.
Participating.
Not start.
Not to be in a start.
Whereas to drop out, that's to in the middle stop, right? Yeah. What else?
And cohorted.
Cohorted, yeah.
Cohort. To group together. What about if it's very likely or probable that something bad is going to happen to me? I am
Susceptible.
susceptible, right? I could be susceptible to injuries. Okay.
Program.
Yeah. So guys, please learn this. Great. Tomorrow I'll test you on all of those. Thank you. I'm glad that some of you can remember those. That's good. All right. So the next and last thing we're going to do in this class, as I said, would be what was number 4? Anyone remember? No one can remember.
Simplifying the question.
Yeah. I'm trying to do a gym class, okay? So we've done 3 things already. We've done some reading, skimming and scanning. We've done some listening for detail. We've looked at vocabulary quickly. You've got 4 useful words now that you probably will see in the exam or might see in the exam. Now we're going to look at simplifying the question. I'm not going to teach this today. We're just going to practice. So there's no theory here, all right? I just want to quickly explain what we're doing, though, all right? So simplifying the question, that just means, let's get someone to tell us. I'm sure we all know. Maybe Banu, if you could put your microphone on, or Hala?
Yes, sir.
What do we mean by simplifying the question?
We'll remove the unnecessary word.
That's one way to do it, but we just mean we mean simplify, make simple, right? What?
Yeah.
The question stem, right?
Stem.
So just this thing here. And there's different ways to do it, you said. What ways can we use? Banu? Ways to simplify? Dead easy.
Yeah, remove the unnecessary word.
Just remove the stuff you don't need, right?
Yeah.
That, I just want to say, guys, when I've done one-to-ones with you, this one is so easy and it works, right? You don't need to worry about anything else. Just take away stuff that you don't need, okay? So remove the words you don't need. You can also put, anyone?
What at the end?
What at
the end, if you want, okay? What's the third technique that I teach?
Paraphrasing.
Paraphrase.
Dangerous one.
Okay, that's the dangerous one. So I'll put a little star there, okay? The danger here with making this question more simple is that we must not do what?
Change the meaning.
Change the
Not
meaning.
change the meaning.
Okay. If we don't change the meaning, then we're doing something really good. If we do change the meaning, then it's actually really, really bad. Okay. So we're going to do it now, and I'm going to do them with you, and I'll show you what I mean by this. Okay. So this first one here. Yeah. Now, the way I'm going to do this is I'm just going to give you guys 20 seconds of thinking time, and then I'm going to ask a random person to put on their microphone and just say how they would do it. Okay. So you don't know who it's going to be. It could be you. You have to make this question more simple so that you can answer it easier, right? We do this in the exam to try and make the answer easier to find. All right, so 20 seconds starts now. Please, everyone, start thinking now. How can you simplify that question? What words can you remove? What words can you not remove? Can you change the structure? I'm just going to time you. All right, so 3, 2, 1. I'd like to ask Manuela if she's there. Manuela, if you could put your microphone on.
Yeah.
Great. So Manuela, how can I simplify this question?
So basically, I was thinking about that both reports concluded that homeopathy.
Okay. I'm just going to put 2, yeah? But both is okay. Yeah. So both reports.
But both reports concluded that
is it past tense or present? You're right. It's past tense, right? So concluded
that homeopathy what?
What do we think, guys? Is that right? You can ask me a question if you want. What do we think? Yes or no? I quite like that.
Yeah.
That's something I can think about. I can really read the paragraph thinking about that, can't I? What are both the reports saying about homeopathy?
And what is the conclusion about?
Yeah, so I like that one. Manuela, this is a good start. All right. Again, guys, you're going to have 20 seconds. Write down your simplification, and I will ask one person here to put on their microphone and tell me what the simplification is. Okay. Again, here, when commenting on the popularity of homeopathy, Professor Broom shows his. Now, this one's really hard. I want you to think carefully about this, please. I'm going to give you 30 seconds, not 20. This one's very, very hard. Think about it clearly. Remember, you can't change the meaning. All right, so that was 30 seconds. I'd like to ask Val, if it's okay. Val, could you put your microphone on?
Yes.
Now, this is a tricky one, okay? I've given you a tricky one. How would you simplify this? What I don't want, Val, is I don't think we can remove all of that. You know what I mean? We cannot remove all of it, right? So what's the most essential words here?
Professor Broom.
Popularity of homeopathy.
But just this one here. Just this one here. What can I keep?
Popularity.
I think popularity is key, Han, right? So I'm going to keep popularity. I'm going to say, let's say on popularity, right? What does on popularity mean? Could mean about popularity. Or, no, well, look here, he's talking about popularity. So look, about popularity, what comes next? Just Val, please. About popularity, what do you want next?
Homeopathy.
Yeah, so homeopathy. Okay, about
Writer's
popularity, homeopathy, comma.
Writer views.
Now is it the writer? If we say writer, then we're going to get the wrong answer.
Okay, the
Right.
teacher.
Professor.
Look at the question, Val. It's Professor Broom, right? So why not just say
Professor?
You can just say Broom or Professor, right? And then Val, what's next?
Shows.
So I've spelled that wrong. Shows, and then
what?
Shows.
Right.
What?
So about popularity, I can do a paraphrase here.
Yeah,
What
I
can I
can
say,
take
guys?
homeopathy off because we have been talking about homeopathy, right?
Val, you're thinking remove it.
Yeah, because I know I did before.
Yeah.
Practice about it, right?
It's all about popularity. So why don't we just say it's, or we could just say H popularity, right? H. That's every question is about the same thing, homeopathy. So about H popularity, Broom shows what? Okay.
Or
That one was a
Alan,
really tricky one. Yes.
you can put what shows Broom about H popularity.
Okay, let's try that one. Is that Bianca?
Yeah.
You've changed the meaning here. What shows Broom about H popularity? Now I'm looking for a thing, right? I'm looking for a thing that shows me about the popularity of homeopathy, but that's not right. Can everyone see that that's changing the meaning?
Yeah.
What's my rule about this? If we put what at the end and less what is at the start, right?
Yeah.
So again, look guys, on popularity, Broom
shows what?
Shows what, right? What does on mean? When commenting on? Regarding or about. Yeah, you could say regarding as well. So regarding popularity, Broom shows what? Now, doesn't that make more sense? Regarding popularity, what does he show? Okay, let's try another one. That one's the hardest one. That's why I chose this. Let's try the other ones. They'll be much easier. Look, Joanna Ashmore's views on homeopathy highlight. Again, you've got 20 seconds. In fact, we don't even need time for this one. Very easy. Sabi, could you put your microphone on? Or Misaki? Joanna Ashmore's views on homeopathy highlight. How can I simplify that? Sabi,
Joanna.
Yeah, just Joanna.
Homeopathy highlight what?
Johanna. Do you want to get rid of views?
We don't need homeopathy.
I think we need views, right?
Yeah.
So homeopathy. What does highlight mean?
Focus.
Important.
Focus.
Focus.
I mean, you can change it to focus if you wanted, Han, but like Joanna's views on homeopathy highlight what? We don't really need to simplify that one, right? It's quite easy. Or this one's very easy, basically, to simplify. All right, let's try another one. We're going to do loads. Number 11. What particularly concerns Professor Glazow? All right, let me ask Talita if she's there, or Flavia. Or yeah, just take away the words we don't need. So what?
Concern.
What concerns?
Concern.
Glazes.
What is concern
I don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah, Glazow, something like that. What concerns
Concerned by
Glazow?
what?
Alan?
Well, this is the thing, Han. When you got what already at the start, then just don't change it. Yes, go on, Hala.
Yeah, here particularly, could he have more than one concerns, and we need the one who is.
Now that's the thing. This is the kind of thing I've been trying to teach Hala. Thank you. Now I'm being a bit lazy here because I'm getting rid of particularly, but Hala's saying that we need it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that's true.
Because what does particularly mean? Anyone?
Specific.
Main.
Especially.
Main. Han. It's the main or the most important one. So maybe he has more than two concerns. Maybe he has three, you know what I mean? Maybe he's got four concerns, but one of them is the most important one. So we would need to keep it in there. And we can do that because it's a very small question, right? Let's try this again with 12, all right? Again, you're going to have 20 seconds to simplify the question. Greg Cope uses the expression wonderful outcomes to underline.
Sir, if you simplify the down one as well.
Go on, Ahmed. Do you want to try and do this one?
No, sir, I was thinking like it's important to simplify the down one as well, or no?
The down one? What do you mean the down one?
The 4 options.
These? Yeah, don't do those. Yeah, you can't. I mean, I suppose you could if you feel like essentially your brain's going to do that anyway, automatically, right? But here, guys, in fact, Ahmed, go on. So I don't need his full name, do I? I can just say Cope.
Cope.
Cope uses the expression.
Uses, do I need expression?
No.
So wonderful outcomes. I need wonderful outcomes because that's the meaning. And again, what does to underline mean, guys? To
Highlight.
it means highlight. Yeah, to highlight. To focus on or to highlight, right? So Cope uses this phrase to highlight what? You could say what at the end if you want. Say that again, Val.
I said wonderful outcomes mean.
Yeah, you could. Well, this is the thing. Now, usually in the past, these types of questions are called. This would be called a. Does anyone know the name of this question usually?
Lexical.
Lexical, right? Now, I've noticed that OET they changed them a little bit. This is not asking what does it mean.
Yeah.
It's asking what does it highlight.
Underline.
They refer sometimes.
They're very sneaky, right?
Yeah.
No wonder everyone says Part C is so difficult. They're changing, right? So I think you have to be careful.
So the problem is changing all the time. That's the thing.
Well, the NMC, they set the standard, and OET have to make sure that that's a high
No,
standard.
sir, it's not the MC, it's the OET.
NMC. Yeah, no. Tomorrow, if the NMC wanted, they could say C is the pass grade, and then everyone would come in. Honestly, it's the NMC's.
So why they make it harder then? Well, it's a different company.
You guys know the story, the old story about why are we all here now? Why do I have a job now? The story is this. It's not a very nice story, but I'll tell you. There was a Nigerian doctor about 20 years ago, something like that. No, 6 or 7 years ago. Okay, and he accidentally injected someone with too much of a drug. Okay. After that, there was political pressure put onto the NMC and the GMC to ensure a high level of English language. But it's very ironic. Does anyone know what I mean by ironic?
Yeah, it was surprising, stunning. Yeah.
Well, he didn't make a mistake with language, this doctor. He made a mistake with maths.
Yeah, with drugs. Yeah.
With numbers.
So there should be a math exam as well, yeah.
Well, shh, don't say that, because then you'll get 2 exams. Yeah, so after that, all these exams came in, and initially it was just IELTS, and they said you had to get 7 in every single skill. And do you know what the pass rate was for that, for every nurse around the world?
6.
Pass rate was about 10%. Only 10% of people could achieve that because they set the bar too high.
Yeah.
That is why it's 6.5 in writing for IELTS now, and that's why it's C+. Because they very slowly they realize this is stupid. Okay. Unfortunately, governments, they move so slowly, don't they? They don't. They're very bureaucratic sometimes. So, just to finish off, I'll tell you a funny story. Just before the NMC changed the score, right? So the NMC changed the passing writing score from 7 to 6.5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just before that, Paul sent all these emails to. He was in contact with this lady from the NMC, and he was sending these very bad-tempered emails, like saying, "This is ridiculous." And he sent about 3 letters, and then after the 3rd one, they changed it. It wasn't because of him.
Yeah,
but it was just funny at the same time. Yeah. So he was like this.
We have to beg
yeah,
Paul
they
to do
listened
it
to me.
again.
So I remember all our students thought Paul was like the most important man in England.
Yeah, he saved our rights.
It was not true. It was just an accident. He just happened to be he was just in a bad mood.
I really want to see those letters.
Yeah, the letters were really good because he was saying very specifically, you say this and you say this, and it doesn't make sense. right?
Alan, can
there
I
were
say
some
something? Maybe it will
contradictions
be...
in what they'd said. Yes. Go on.
Sorry, I'll say something. Hope you will understand.
No, please.
Here in Ireland, on any NBI saying you must have 12 months experience to apply to be a nurse, even though you get your English done, right?
Okay,
So
is that in Ireland?
Nurse, in Ireland. And one nurse from Brazil, she's got her results, but unfortunately she has just 11 months experience in her background, right? And she's got a lawyer, and the lawyer convinced NBI this doesn't make sense. If you have 11 months or 1 year or wherever, you were able to be a nurse if you prove by your papers. And now you don't need experience anymore. So by one case, the lawyer worked over and convinced NBI this is wrong.
Well, maybe,
You know,
okay. Maybe Paul did have some impact then. Is that what you're saying? Maybe Paul's letters did work. I don't know. I mean,
working. Yes.
He did send. He was getting responses back, guys, from the NMC. It wasn't like they were ignoring him. They were
Can you
saying,
imagine, Alan, how many people get advantage by this case? One case, you know, convinced the NBI they are wrong.
I think this happens. I mean, does this happen in? Presumably, this happens in Australia and all of your countries. That governments are very slow and bureaucratic, and they make stupid rules all the time. I guess that must happen everywhere, right?
Yeah, yeah.
As a teacher, one of the reasons why I stopped teaching in high school was because of the same problems, right? So, Raffaella, you know what I talk about. You work in a hospital, right? There must be loads of. We call it red tape. Has anyone heard that phrase? Red tape. It means stupid stupid rules that we have to follow that slow everything down. Anyway, I've told you a big story. I shouldn't have told you that story. So the last thing we're going to do today is, I thought we'll simplify this question and then we'll do the question. All right, this is the last thing today. So imagine you're in the exam now and I'm here with you, okay? You see question 13. And it says, from the comments quoted in the 6th paragraph, it is clear that Joanna Ashmore is. Okay. Again, think carefully about reducing this down because we can't take everything away here. Like Hala said, how can I simplify this? You've got 10 seconds to think, and then I'm going to choose one person. We'll make the simple question, and then we'll do the question. All right. 10 seconds starting now. Think about it. How can I reduce that into a simple question? 3, 2, 1. All right, I'd like to ask Renu if she's there. It's just completely random, or Obaida, if you're there.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so how would you imagine you're in the exam quickly? Can we take this into a small, make it smaller?
Yes, I will take the second paragraph, second sentence. So it is clear that Joanna what?
It's clear that Joanna, wait a second. Now I don't think this is right. Okay, this is what I was trying to focus on today.
Or you can add the word comment. Joanna comment what?
No, very often,
there
guys.
is no her comment.
Often we will remove that, won't we? Yeah, well, guys, I just want to say, very often we remove this when we simplify the question, but here we can't. I think Han was saying.
Can I say like cold?
Yeah.
Clear
Why,
was
but why can I not remove this? If I remove this, I'm changing the meaning of the question, aren't I?
Voted.
Yeah. What does comments mean? Quote. What's a quote?
It's repeat something.
Oh, it's just what people say.
Other
like
people's
this.
opinion.
Right. So it's not what Joanna says. It's what she says. What she's quoted as saying. Right. So, Obaida, I can't take this away. I need the word quote. Does that make sense, Obaida?
Yes, but the quote is only the word, the speaking of Joanna. So
we don't know. It might talk in two places, right? We need the quotes. So why don't we say from?
I solved this text. So
from quote.
From quote.
Right.
Joanna is what?
Yeah. And we could even say from. Whose quote is it, guys?
Don't know.
Joanna.
Don't know.
From the comments quoted in the 6th paragraph. Oh, I suppose we don't know. Yeah, okay. That's interesting. All right, so now we're going to go and do this question. You've simplified the question. So you've got the question there, right? This is what we train you guys to do. I want you guys to read the paragraph with a simple question in your mind. Sorry about this. And then try to think about the question at the same time as reading. All right, so you've got 1 minute starting now. I really am running over today, I'm sorry. 1 minute. Think about that question. Read at the same time. From quote, it is clear that Joanna what? So we're kind of looking for quotes, aren't we? From the quotes. You've got 1 minute. If you don't look at the options yet. You can't see them anyway. Just reading. From the quote, it is clear that Joanna what? Okay, so that's what 1 minute feels like. Keep reading if you need to. But what I like about this is from the quote, it is clear that Joanna. Well, look, I've got the name, haven't I?
Yeah.
Right. Is there a quote here for her?
Satisfied.
There is a quote. What's she saying in that quote there? If seeing my homeopathy each month improves my health, I'm happy. I don't care how it works, even if it's in the mind. I just know that. Can anyone get me the main idea of that? What's she saying?
She believes in
She does not mind if there is. She does not mind if there is a little evidence supports homeopathy or not, because she thinks that it improves it.
She believes in it, as Han said. She believes it. She believes it helps. Okay, that's a good summary. So she doesn't really care if there's not good evidence. She believes in it. It seems to work for her. Okay. Now let's try to eliminate our way to the answer. Okay. I'm not saying you're going to get exactly the answer, but let's just try and eliminate. So let's start with D. Confident that research will validate homeopathy.
No.
It's not given, is it?
No,
It's
it's
down
not
the main
given.
idea. It's just not given.
No.
Right? She's not confident in the research.
No,
Okay. C.
no.
Skeptical. Raphael, what does skeptical mean?
Don't believe in something.
So she's doubting the evidence against homeopathic remedies. Is she doubting it?
No, she
She
doesn't.
didn't say, I doubt the evidence is correct, did she? She just said, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter. She wouldn't mind.
So I want to stop there. If you eliminate 2, I think you're already doing really well. Because now you've got a 50-50 chance, and you only need to get just above that. Okay. So B, happy to admit that she was uncertain at first about proceeding.
No.
Let's say maybe. A, prepared to accept that homeopathy may depend on psychological factors. What do we think?
Yes.
Okay. Type in the chat. Is it A or B, please? That's your last choice. Is it A or B? Right. A or B in the chat, please. And again, if you want to have a quickly see it again. Right. Is it A or B? Right. Now, I've run over a lot today, so I hope it was useful, guys. It's A. You've all gone for A. The answer is, let me just check. Let me check my paper.
Don't say it's B.
I'm sorry, it's B.
No, it's not possible.
No.
I always do the same trick, don't I? I'm wrong. You're right. It's A. It's well done, everyone. It's A. Okay. I hope today was useful. Okay. I was just trying to do as many sort of little mini skills in this class today. I'll say goodbye to all, and I'll see you all tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone. Bye. Have a lovely day.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Alan.
Thanks,
Have a
everyone.
nice day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Thank you.